Hey everybody, this is Paul Felix here on Taylor Hyatt's channel. He's busy doing his Nexus 6 review and asked me to do a comparison review on the Note 3 and the new Note 4. This review is for anybody who might have the Note 3 and trying to decide if they want to upgrade to the Note 4, or anyone who's looking to get a new phone and trying to decide between the 3 or the 4, seeing as how the Note 3 price did just drop. So just some quick hardware specs on them. They both have the same 3.7-inch screen. The Note 3 though has a full HD screen, which is 386 pixels per inch, while the Note 4 has a quad HD screen with 515 pixels per inch, so you get quite a big difference there. As far as the camera, you got a 13 megapixel rear camera on the Note 3 and a 2 megapixel front, so pretty standard. But on the Note 4, you got a 16 megapixel rear camera and a 3.7 megapixel front facing camera. Also, the biggest thing I think between the two is the Note 4 does have optical image stabilization, which makes a huge difference in the camera area. As far as performance, the Note 3 has your Snapdragon 800 and Adreno 330 and 3 gigs of RAM, whereas the Note 4 has a Snapdragon 805 and Adreno 420 and also has 3 gigs of RAM. Alright, now that we've gotten the general specs out of the way, let's move on to the actual comparison. So with the biggest thing you'll notice here, just looking at them, is their difference in build quality. The Note 3 had that faux leather finish with that stitching all around the edge, and then all that painted plastic to look like metal on all the edges of the screen, the home button, and the camera. Now moving over to the Note 4, you had an instant difference in premium feel. The Note 4 is 8 grams heavier, which is a result of all the extra metal they added. All the edges, it rims the home screen button and the camera as well, and just gives a nice, more solid feel to it. Actually feels better in the hand, more like you're not going to throw it every time you move around. Also, the faux leather on the back now feels more like faux leather instead of like a plastic. They also got rid of that stitching around the edge, which I thought looked pretty cheesy anyway, so I'm happy with that being gone. Another thing, on the back of the phone, they did add a heart rate sensor to the Note 4, as well as an O2 sensor next to the flash. So basically, in conclusion on that, with the faux leather that actually feels like faux leather, and then all that nice metal, when you pick up the Note 4, it feels like a premium phone that you're willing to pay money for, especially when compared to the Note 3. A year ago, sure, it felt premium, but now when you compare it to, it feels like a lot cheaper phone. So moving on to that, the next biggest thing you're going to look at is the screen. Alright, so when we're looking at the screens, as I said earlier, the Note 3 has that full HD 1080p, whereas the Note 4 has that quad HD screen. And you can tell a pretty noticeable difference between the two. So here we look at them both on max brightness. They both have the same background screen, and you can really tell the difference between those pixels here with the pixel density. And then even here on the lowest brightness, you can still see that difference. All the edges look just a little bit smoother, and the whole, basically that whole smooth effect on the entire screen. Many other reviewers and bloggers have said the Note 4 has the best screen of any smartphone out there at this time, and I have to say I completely agree. And you just can't beat that pixel density on the Note 4. And it's really impressive looking at this, the difference from generation to generation from 3 to the 4 that Samsung has made in the Note line. Alright, moving on to the launcher and software part of this comparison. Both these phones are running Android skinned with the Samsung TouchWiz. The Note 3 comes with 4.4.2 and the Note 4 comes with 4.4.4. Both are supposedly getting the Android 5.0 hopefully by the end of the year, and having seen that on some of the Nexus devices, I'm really excited to see what Samsung does with that. The only thing really different here I want to say is on the Note 4, Samsung did seem to tone down their TouchWiz interference as compared to the Note 3, a little less of the random bloatware that Samsung is so known for. And of course, no Note comparison would be complete without a look at the S Pens, which of course make the Note line. Basically about the same as everything else. The Note 4's pen does have a little better premium feel to it. It is slightly shorter, and they did double the sensitivity of the pen that supposedly gives you that handwriting experience. They both work fine for me, but you can notice a little bit difference pushing with the pressure sensitivity on the Note 4. So the last thing I'm going to look at here is the camera. Alright, so moving into the camera, as I said earlier, the Note 4 got a megapixel jump from the Note 3, moving from that 13 up to that 16 megapixels, also giving the optical image stabilization. Just really using them, I would say the Note 4 does seem to take a picture faster. It definitely does a way better job with auto-focusing, whereas the Note 3, I feel like I had to tell exactly where I wanted to focus on every time. The Note 4 seemed to be a lot quicker just doing snap and shoot. But other than that, take a look at a couple of these pictures I took side by side, and you can see the main difference between the two of them, between the brightness and the color and everything like that. I really think here the Note 4 again wins out, but you can be a judge of that yourself. Alright, so just a couple other things I want to touch on. We haven't mentioned earlier in this review, both devices do have removable backs, which gives you that removable battery, and the expandable micro SD cards you can put in there, which I really enjoy. Both phones do also have IR blasters, so you can control your TVs and whatever else now you can control. And the Note 4 also did get a fingerprint scanner, so if you like that kind of thing, you want to use it for PayPal or just for extra security, you're more than welcome to. It works fine. I don't use it that much, but if you like to, it's there. So in conclusion, obviously the Note 4 is a better phone, which it should be seeing as the current generation, but the Note 3 is still a solid choice for anyone looking to keep it and if looking for a new one. So in my opinion, if you have the Note 3, unless your upgrade is right now and you're really dying for it, you're probably better off waiting for the Note 5. Thanks for watching my comparison of the Note 3 and the Note 4. If you liked it, please feel free to subscribe to Taylor's channel. I'm sure I'll be on here more in the future. And also be on the lookout for the comparison between the Note 4 and the new Nexus 6. That'll be coming up here shortly. Thanks.